reasons. The number Tyreek Hill did on the Bucs when they first linked up, especially the first quarter, means you ain't going to see single coverage on Tyreek Hill. Like, if that's what the Bucs do, God bless them, but I do not expect that. And the Bucs secondary's been all over everyone. They've blanketed everyone, and the entire defense at all three levels. They can create turnovers. They can get to the quarterback, the whole thing. But I cannot imagine they don't bracket Tyreek Hill. You got to send more resources his way. Now, Patrick Mahomes is missing his two tackles, his left and right tackle. And they're not just ordinary guys. Mitch Schwartz has been an absolute stud. He was just named to the PFF, Pro Football Focus's all-second team for the last decade. All-decade team, second team. And Fisher was the number one overall pick. Number one overall pick, been to a couple of Pro Bowls. They're missing. So what does that mean? The run game, which is just mediocre, is going to get a little worse. Protection for Mahomes, because the Bucs want to try and get him with 4, is going to get a little worse. The time Mahomes has is going to go down, and Tyreek Hill is going to be bracketed. That means Travis Kelce, the tight end, is going to have to do all types of stuff, not just catching passes, blocking, and everything. I expect him, who is all world, I expect Kelce to have a great game, and the Chiefs are going to need it if they want to win.
Well, Kelce's going to have a great game, but I think the most important non-quarterback weapon is going to be Tyreek Hill. I just think he's electrifying. 5 times this year, he's had 100-plus receiving yards. During the regular season, we know what one of those was. It was 269 yards against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 207 yards on 7 receptions and 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. One time he backpedaled into the end zone. Another time he backflipped into the end zone. This is how much he toyed with them. Then we get to the postseason. The postseason, obviously, is more important than the regular season. Those are where 2 of his 100-plus receiving yards came. It was 110 against Cleveland, 172 against Buffalo. The bigger the moment, this brother shines. When we talk about that pass, Max, that I called damn near Hail Mary in the Super Bowl when Patrick Mahomes was looking below average for the first 3.5 quarters, who the hell caught that pass? It was Tyreek Hill. This is what he does. And I don't give a damn what kind of coverage you are. Cat quick, you watch him against Buffalo and some of the moves he made after the catch. It's like, my God, he just moves at a different speed. And just the cutbacks, the elusivity. I mean, this dude is so special. I don't see any answer for him. They can try. I think they will, obviously. I don't know if there's anything that they're going to be able to do with Tyreek Hill. I really don't.
Yeah, when you look at those two dudes, right, you think about what they have been throughout the season, both over 1,400 yards, both dominating in the playoffs, 100-yard receiving games for both of them in each of the last 2 playoff games. And I don't know. See, I don't get to come to the meeting because I'm already working, which is good because I could just come on and say whatever crap I want, because I think the most important non-quarterback is Todd Bowles. And the reason I say that is the reason that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are in the playoffs has nothing to do with the TB that plays offense. It's the TB that's the defensive coordinator of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's the 3 turnovers or the 3 interceptions you get against Drew Brees and the 1 forced fumble that's forced by Antoine Winfield, picked up by Devin White. It's picking off the ball late in the half against Aaron Rodgers. It's not giving up points on 3 turnovers by Tom Brady, only giving up 6 points throughout that game, being able to get pressure. Now, what are you going to do to adjust to what Stephen A. was talking about in the first game? The fact that you couldn't stop Tyreek Hill early, the fact that we understood each and every play that he was going to be matched up with Carlton Davis and you were going to be in a single high safety. Will you go to 2-man? Will you play some cover 2? How will you affect the quarterback with both tackles being out of the game? This is going to be about Todd Bowles, his willingness to adjust, and the timeliness of his calls when facing the best quarterback we've ever seen. And no matter what happens in this game, I think we look back and if... Go ahead.
Go ahead, Max. I got something to say,
I was
but go
going to
ahead.
say, that's the thing, and We debated it earlier. That's why, to me, like Patrick Mahomes had to be Superman to win this game. If you replace Patrick Mahomes with most other quarterbacks, the Bucs would be heavy favorites. I mean, they should be. Brady has a plethora of weapons on offense. He has a healthier offensive line than Mahomes, who's missing, again, both of his Pro Bowl starting tackles. You know, you look at the team, it's not like Brady doesn't have a lot of options, even if Mahomes' top options are better. And the defense, there's no comparison. The Bucs, as you mentioned, have been lights out this entire playoffs, playing defense, all three levels, and they create turnovers. The thing about Tyreek Hill, Stephen A., you pointed it out, you started to, he can run a little slant and take it to the house. No question, but I have to believe, given the limited time I think Patrick Mahomes is going to have to throw in this game, I have to believe that his tight end, his all-world pass-catching tight end, is going to be a bigger factor than Tyreek Hill, who they know they have to put two guys on Tyreek Hill.
Well, I don't blame you for that, Max, because if we have to lean on somebody, particularly their decision-making, we certainly want to give major props for Travis Kelce. Y'all just follow him and y'all realize what I'm talking about. His decision-making is impeccable. That's number one. Let's get that out the way first. Number two, here's the deal.
On the Wonderlic is what he meant.
I got to throw this out there because I don't know if y'all know who Charlie Mack is. Charlie Mack, you're always seeing with Will Smith. He's, he's one of those who guys. He knows every damn body. He's one of my boys. For the last 3 weeks, I've been receiving nothing but one text from him over and over. I got like 40 text messages from him. It says the same thing. The greatest football story ever told, TB12, Super Bowl 55 MVP. He swears. So he's talking about what Tom Brady is going to do. You, RC, is talking about what the defense is going to do. Here's my only reservation. Tampa Bay's number one against the run, but they're playing a team that don't care about running the football. Kansas City will throw all day. And Kansas City, with their passing attack, is going against the 21st ranked passing defense in the National Football League in Todd Bowles' passing defense. And you got Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce and McCole Hardman and Sammy Watkins with Bieniemy and Andy Reid going up against the 21st ranked pass defense. That concerns me, Ryan. That concerns me.
But that's the point, right? And that's why Todd Bowles is the most important. Listen to all those things you just said. McCole Hardman, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Robinson. Like, they have everybody offensively from a skill player position. So how do you combat it? How do you win? We've seen that standing across from them, playing man-to-man, thinking that I'm better than what Kansas City has, that doesn't work. And so we're either going to come in here and say Kansas City had a great game on offense and they won the whole dang thing, or we're going to say Todd Bowles had a masterful plan defensively, they turned the football over, and they pulled the upset on the Kansas City Chiefs. Like, that's what it's about. It's not going to be about how great Tom Brady plays. I expect Tom Brady to play relatively well, but it doesn't matter that you just play well against the Kansas City Chiefs offensively because they are so explosive. They can do so much.
A lot of points.
Todd Bowles has to step up.
Last half dozen games or so, maybe even more, Bucs put up a lot of points. The Bucs are a much better balanced
decision making. Let's remember that.
Let me get in one more debate. Stephen A., you're out of control.
Should have been a quarterback.
Settle down. All right.
Hey, Kayla.
Let's go to Motown. This man, he's something else. I can't take him anywhere. The Lions are sending franchise quarterback Matthew Stafford west to play for the Rams, who will trade Jared Goff back to Detroit in return. Sources telling our Adam Schefter the Lions will also receive a third-round pick in 2021, a first-round pick in 2022, and a first-round pick in 2023. Stephen A., is this trade good or bad for the Rams?
I don't think it's bad. Now, their decision-making is a bit questionable, and I understand that. Nevertheless, I still say it wasn't that bad, and here's the reason why. I've got the number one defense in the National Football League. I got a coach that's won 67% of his games and has taken them to the playoffs 3 of the 4 years he's been there with a winning record every single year. They believe they have the pieces around a good quarterback to win it all. So you went all in. Now, if Matt Stafford was a guy that's going to play one more year and then he'll be done, I got it. But as a quarterback that you see as your starting quarterback in all likelihood for the next 5 years, worth a couple of first-round picks, meaning late first-round picks, I would say at the quarterback position. And that is why I don't have a problem with Matthew Stafford, with the Rams making the decision that they made to get Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, I think it was a bad trade. Now, I think they'd be better in the short run at least because Stafford's better than Goff, right? And that's the only player they gave up. But the Rams' best player is Aaron Donald. You don't find him in the second or third round, period. You find guys like Aaron Donald high up in the first round. And when's the next time they're going to pick in the first round? Like 2024, 25? You know, this has got to work. They took a good quarterback, and they're hoping he'll be great in the right situation. And my point is, they better be right. Guys, it just seems to me, Goff plus 2 firsts and a third is a lot to pay for Stafford. It looks to me like they played poker and lost.
Yeah, listen, this is about war, right? Wins above replacement. He hasn't been worth that many wins in Detroit above his replacements. Is he going to be worth that many wins over Jared Goff, who took you to a Super Bowl already? I don't love this trade. I think it's kind of, and Mike Tannenbaum called it irresponsible this morning on Get Up. You use first rounders to get Pro Bowlers. I get it. And so you feel like that you have a first round, not only first round talent, a Pro Bowl caliber talent in Matthew Stafford. If you don't win a Super Bowl in the next 3 years, this trade killed your team because you don't have first round picks. You'll never get to rebuild. It's this team or nothing. And I don't know if they'll have what it takes to win it all.
Well, if they get to the Super Bowl, but they don't necessarily win it, if they get to some NFC Championship games, I'm not going to consider that a failure.
They did that with Goff.
Well, you did it once. And you've no doubt.